After Book 2 ended on a cliffhanger, fans eagerly awaited the arrival of Book 3 of Avatar, The Legend of Korra. And it did not disappoint. This season, with 13 episodes, continued the epic story of Korra and her friends as they faced new challenges and enemies. But were Korra and her friends able to overcome the obstacles in their way? Hello and welcome back to CartoonPanda, where we travel back in time and peek into our favorite cartoons. Today, we are here with Avatar, The Legend of Korra, Book 3, Change. Before watching this video, make sure to watch the previous 2 books for a complete understanding of the story. This will help you fully appreciate the events of Book 3. And now, without further ado, here's the entire story of Book 3 of Avatar, The Legend of Korra. Episode 1. In the first episode, Bumi discovers he can airbend after a humorous incident involving his spirit friend Boomju and a hand-knitted sweater. Meanwhile, Korra faces frustration in Republic City as her attempts to manage the problematic vine growth resulting from the harmonic convergence prove futile. A press conference turns tense when President Raiko criticizes Korra for the city's problems, leading to a public dispute. Feeling the weight of her 8% approval rating and the city's dissatisfaction, Korra finds a slight consolation in Asami's words, though she remains disheartened by her inability to resolve the chaos. Bumi finds out he can airbend, surprising everyone at Air Temple Island, though he has trouble showing off his new skill. Mako looks into a case about Doll, another new airbender causing trouble. At first, people don't believe in the sudden appearance of airbenders, but Doll proves them wrong with a display of his powers. Some think Bumi and Doll can airbend because of their time in the spirit world during a special event called Harmonic Convergence. Korra and her friends are both excited and curious about finding more new airbenders. Korra and Asami grow closer during a driving lesson, sharing personal stories and facing a spiritual challenge. Korra experiments with spirit bending to manage rogue spirit vines in Republic City. The discovery of new airbenders, including Doll, fuels Tenzin's hope for the Air Nation's resurgence, imagining a future led by his children. Despite difficulties connecting with her past lives, Korra's courage prevents a disaster caused by the vines and saves Doll from danger. Her actions strain her relationship with President Raiko, leading to an expulsion from the city. However, Korra remains determined to rebuild the Air Nation, even when Zahir, a new airbending enemy, escapes prison, signaling upcoming challenges. Episode 3. In the following episode, aboard the Future Industries airship, an airbending spar unfolds between Bumi and Kai under Janor's watchful eye. Despite Bumi's confidence, Kai swiftly outmaneuvers him. During the training, Korra shares her anticipation for their visit to Ba Sing Se to find more airbenders. Although Tenzin admits his unfamiliarity with the Earthwing, hinting at her reputedly challenging nature. The group's approach to Ba Sing Se reveals contrasts within the city, from the polluted lower ring to the ostensibly more welcome middle ring before finally arriving in the upper ring. Upon visiting the Earth Kingdom Royal Palace, Korra and Team Avatar get guidance from the Grand Secretariat Gun. Earthwing Ho Ting is cold towards Korra, blaming her for past actions. She tasks Korra with retrieving stolen shipments as a condition for assistance with airbenders. Meanwhile, Bolin and Mako try to catch Kai in the upper ring, but lose him and their money, ending up sleeping on the streets. Korra and Asami fight bandits and get back a stolen tax shipment, making Korra wonder about her loyalties. Meanwhile, Bolin and Mako meet their big family, including their happy Grandma Yin in the lower ring. In another place, Zuko, Tonrak, and the twins Desna and Eska visit a secret ice prison to check on Pili, a firebender who's dangerous, after Zahir gets away. They talk about past events like Zuko trying to hunt Aang and Eska's difficult times with Bolin, showing how everyone's stories are connected. After a family reunion, Mako and Bolin learn about their father's past, finding a heartfelt letter and a photo from him. On the other hand, Korra confronts the Earthwing after fulfilling a task for her, leading to a conflict as Korra seeks airbending in Ba Sing Se. Meanwhile, Kai is captured by the Dai Li along with other airbenders. The brothers decide to inform Korra about the Dai Li's actions, while Kai is forced to join the Earth Queen's army after being apprehended. Episode 7. This episode takes place at the Northern Air Temple, where Tenzin shares the story of Monk Tangzu's historic fast. However, his narration only seems to capture the attention of Otaku, an air acolyte, while the rest find it uninteresting. Bumi steals the spotlight by using his spirit friend Boomji to imitate a spirit. During this, Tenzin attempts to dazzle the new airbenders by flying on Oogie, but faces disappointment. Kai, optimistic as always, spots a herd of bison and suggests using them, only for Tenzin to explain the challenges of taming a wild herd. The episode takes a turn when Milo, Kaya, Pima, and Iki arrive with more airbenders, diverting everyone's attention from the lecture to welcoming the newcomers. After a brief interruption, Tenzin receives word of a call from Korra, who informs him from Zaofu about Opal's arrival for airbending training. This news segues into Korra suggesting Tenzin to encourage his children and Bumi to take more active roles in guiding the new airbenders. And meanwhile, Kai and Jinora venture to observe the bison calve. Tenzin, inspired by a conversation with Korra, attempts to engage Bumi's leadership expertise to improve his training methods. This leads to an early morning hike and tough training exercises. Tenzin's methods, including meditation for warmth and pole standing for balance, demonstrate a blend of traditional and innovative teaching techniques, although not without skepticism from both Bumi and Jinora. Tenzin's rigorous training frustrates the new airbenders, leading to Bumi quitting and others complaining. Upset Tenzin lets Jinora lead, causing a dispute over her maturity and her wish for airbender tattoos. Meanwhile, Kai and Jinora, trying to cheer up, end up kidnapped by bison rustlers. Pima advises Tenzin to be more patient, but he learns of Jinora and Kai's abduction too late. Jinora stands up to the captors to protect the bison, as she and Kai look for ways to signal for help. Episode 11. In this episode, Mako and Bolin escape their cell with help from Zaire and find the city in chaos, with fires everywhere and the royal guards looting. They ignore the chaos to deliver a message to Korra, needing an airship to find her in the desert. After thinking for some time, they trick looters out of their last airship and fly to save their family from the fires, including their reluctant grandmother Yin. After rescuing this family and escaping the city, they search for Korra in the Singwang Desert. Following tracks up to the Misty Palms Oasis, they reunite with Korra, Asami, and their pets, Pabu and Naga, sharing hugs and joy. Then Tonrak, Lin, and Lord Zuko join the group emerging from the tavern. The brothers are thrilled to see Zuko, while Yin mistakenly thinks Asami is the Avatar, leading to an awkward moment where she inquires why Mako isn't dating her friends. Mako shares their capture and escape from the Earth Queen, facilitated by Zahir, who now demands Korra in exchange for the safety of the new airbenders at the Northern Air Temple. Mako insists the threat is real, prompting the group to plan a warning to Tenzin via radio. At Zaofu, they face communication difficulties and growing anxiety for the airbenders' safety. Korra decides to confront Zahir in the spirit world, where she unexpectedly encounters Aro instead. His advice leads her to seek guidance from Zuko, who counsels her based on Aang's values. The urgency heightens as they establish contact with the Air Temple, only to realize they are already under siege by the Red Lotus. Tenzin, Kaya, and Bumi mount a desperate defense, sacrificing their safety to allow the airbenders a chance to escape. The battle leaves them overwhelmed, with Tenzin severely injured, affirming his readiness to die defending the Avatar's safety. Meanwhile, Kai's brave distraction aids the airbenders, though it results in his and the bison's capture. Episode 13. The final episode of Book 3 takes a harrowing turn as Korra, held in the Air Nomad Caves, faces a threat from the Red Lotus. Zahir reveals a chilling plan to force Korra into the Avatar state using poison, aiming to end her life in the Avatar cycle to usher in a new era of true freedom. Jinora witnesses this through her spiritual protection. She returns to the imprisoned airbenders, including Opal and an anxious doll, with promises of finding a way to escape, despite Bumi and Kaya's critical injuries. In a tense moment, the Red Lotus begins poisoning Korra, pushing her towards the Avatar state as her allies desperately search for her. Korra's struggle against the poison triggers haunting visions of past enemies, each saying that the world no longer requires the Avatar. Back in the chamber, Iku and Milo complain about needing water, leading to the other captives to do the same. A guard is convinced to bring water after Pima mentions the children and a baby among them. Jinora cleverly uses airbending to get the keys to Opal, but is caught until Lin Beifeng rescues her. Everyone rushes to reunite with their loved ones. Lin insists on evacuating the injured Bumi and Kaya. Tonrak, Bolin, and Mako prepare to search for Korra, but Jinora already knows her location. Korra, despite being poisoned, fights fiercely in the Avatar state against the Red Lotus. However, the poison weakens her, making it hard to chase Zahir. Tenzin is relieved to see his family safe, and Tonrak is ready to help Korra. Bolin and Mako engage in a fight with Gazan and Minghua, with Bolin impressively using lava bending. Despite Korra's strong effort, the poison takes its toll, and she begins to falter in her pursuit of Zahir. Kai thinks they should attack Zahir from the sky, but Lin says Zahir is too strong for that. Bumi wonders how Zahir can fly, and Tenzin explains it's a rare airbender skill that hasn't been seen in ages. Inspired, Jinora points out the strength in their numbers, leading the airbenders to create a huge tornado to fight back. Meanwhile, Mako battles Minghua in the caves, and defeats her using lightning. Bolin and Mako manage to overcome Ghassan, who chooses to end his own life rather than to be captured, causing a cave-in they narrowly escape from. Zahir tries to kill Korra by suffocating her, but the Airbender's tornado pulls him in. Korra, despite poison weakening her, uses the last of her strength to bring Zahir down. Lin and Suyin quickly imprison him. Korra seems to be dying until Jinora realizes the poison is metallic, which Suyin then removes, saving Korra. Later, as they prepare for Jinora's ceremony, we see Korra struggling with her injuries and depression. The group celebrates Jinora becoming an airbending master, recognizing the challenges that lie ahead with the Red Lotus still at large in Korra's recovery. So, this was everything about The Legend of Korra Book 3, Change. But the story of Korra and her friends have more to offer in the next book, Book 4. Balance continues the journey of Korra as she faces new challenges and struggles with her own inner demon. Subscribe to our channel so you know when we upload the final installment of our Legend of Korra series.